Hello everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so today we have my friend's Mack truck here, and the problem with this is you can see how the left side directional is working here, and let me turn on the right side. Sorry about all the camera moving. Okay, so I have the right side on, and that's not working at all. Let's go to the rear of the truck here. So as you can see, the right side's working. So that eliminates the flasher. We may be looking at either an electrical problem or something with the bulb. So what I'm going to do now is I'll set the camera up and we'll pull the lens off the front there, and we'll see what's going on with the bulb, and I'll get my test light too, and we'll check to see if we have juice going to it also. Okay, so I have the camera on the tripod, but I had to tilt it up so you can see what I'm doing. So we'll begin by taking the screws out that hold the lens in, and you'll be using a Phillips head. I don't know if we just get away with taking the front part out, or we'll have to take, I never had one apart before, so. So there's 4 screws holding this in. I really should have gotten a magnet. I'm having a little trouble pulling the screw out on top. So I'm going to try to do this without losing the screws. Huh. Wow. It's got some kind of printed circuit back here, and I don't know if we got to buy this whole thing or what. Might have to take the back part off it and see what's going on with that. This is a weird setup. I never saw anything like this before. Might have to buy this whole piece here. I'm not really sure what the story is here. Alright, let me come back to you. I'm going to take the back part off it, see if we get some kind of bulb. I don't think it has a bulb. I think it's like an LED setup and it's all one piece. So let's see. Okay, so I started taking the screws out of the back part here, and all of a sudden this red part, the back part here, started working. But we're going to take it apart and see if it's just wiring. As you saw, I took the front part off. Let me get back around here. I took this part off here, and nothing's going on here. So, I don't know. You probably have to buy this whole assembly here, I would say. But let me take that back part off, and let me see if we can see what's going on with the wiring. Okay, so as you saw, the back part of the directional was working. So what I did was I just I cut the whole thing off here, and I spliced these 3 wires. I imagine one of these wires is to like the parking light. There's so many switches in there, I don't know. But what I did was I connected the one end of the test light to the black ground, and then I took the prong and I was hitting both of them, but nothing lit up, you know. So I don't know if it's just a weak, you know, if it has a short somewhere else. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this whole assembly, which I put back together, and I'm just going to run a wire off the ground, and I'll run another wire for whichever one operates anything, and I'm going to hook it up to a 12-volt battery, and we'll see if it works then. I'll be back in a second or two. Okay, so it's a good thing I didn't go buy this whole light assembly here, because what I did was, I don't know, for some reason I hooked it to 12 volts, nothing lit up. My test light don't work on it. I don't get that. But when I was pulling on the wires to what I did was I just twirled them back on. And was when I was tugging on the wires here, you know how that back part was just working before? So now you can see I just pulled on the wire, stopped working, and if I wiggle the wire around, it starts working again. So it probably has an electrical problem somewhere in the harness here. It has nothing to do with the fender here, because this is fiberglass, but it probably has something to do with the wiring. So I'm going to get it to where I'm going to hook the wires back up on this, and I'm going to have to open the hood and investigate it further to see what's going on with it. I'm sure this light assembly probably costs pretty much money, but there's nothing wrong with that. As you can see, it's working in the front now like it didn't before, and it's, you know, working in the back. But when it was working in the back here, it was really dim. So that leads us to believe we have some kind of electrical wire issue going on here. So I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so here's what I found. While I was tugging on the wiring here, this is the wire that goes up to the turn signal. I undid the tape here, and down here there's a ground wire that goes up to the turn signal, right? That's broke off of here, and I think somehow it was spliced into here also. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to strip these wires down, and I'll just join them together and see if I can get that working again. And I'm pretty sure that's the problem here. Don't forget now, this is a plow truck also, so this goes out in the salt, you know, salty streets and everything also. So I think we found the problem, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done stripping the wires, and we'll see if that works. Okay friends, so I did what I said I was going to do with the wiring. So I managed to get the parking lights to work, okay, and the side marker light, which is right here, I got that to work. But then the directionals wouldn't work anymore. I was shaking the wire around over here. It worked for a little bit, like halfway, like in the beginning of the video. So I had to dig deeper, and I had to take all the tape off this harness over here where this red wire is going. And then I come to find out that it was right completely apart right here. So what I did was I just stripped off one end and the other end, and I twisted them together, and now we have directionals to, unless I shut them off. Give me 1 second again, please. Yeah, I had to give this wire here a good twist. It started coming undone. So we have it working towards the back like it did. Remember, it was dim, and then the front part didn't work at all. So now we got the front part working, the side part, and the back part here works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a connector there, and then what I'm going to have to do is tape up this whole menagerie here. I'll tape it back up, and then it'll be done. Yeah, so I saved my friend here a pretty good amount of money by not buying this turn signal. So you want to check all the wiring first to make sure. Now in the very beginning, when I turned on the parking lights and the headlights, this side, nothing worked on this side. And I didn't know if I wasn't hitting another switch that was in the truck. But after I wired all this, then the parking light worked. And then, like I said, we had this problem here with the directional wire here. So, okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. And stay safe. Okay, friends, I didn't feel right closing the video without showing you the finished product. Okay, so we did all this work here. You saw that I had the whole light unit off. I taped it all down here. Then we did the repair to the turn signal, which was hidden in here. But after I undid the wiring, I found that connector, it just broke right off. So I ended up taping this up here to make it, you know, a nice, neat job. And then I taped this part here because we spliced these wires back into the wires that go into here for the parking lights. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close the hood and then I will test the lights. I'm losing my voice. I've been spending hours on this, believe it or not, trying to diagnose and repair this thing. So I'll be back to you in a moment. Okay, so we have the directionals working. And I'm going to shut off the directional, turn on the parking lights. I don't know if the other side's on. It was working before the other side here, but I know what we fixed on the right side here works. So let me try to hit that switch in another position. I don't see the headlights on. This thing has so many toggle switches in there. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's like the space shuttle in there.